Here we are in our Bachelorette red. We're ready for this. Same wavelength, not planned. Shooting should have begun already in La Quinta, California at the lavish La Quinta Resort and Club.
We are about to show you guys the 42 men that could be on. We have no idea who's gonna actually make it through.
They have to pass a COVID test, and also who knows with life stuff going on. It's not necessarily because of COVID if they're not on the season.
So we're gonna dive right in, but because age is such a big factor in the season, we're gonna start youngest to oldest.
Yes, let's do this. All right, we begin with Noah. He's 25 years old. That's the baby of the group. Noah has a twin brother named Aaron, and Noah is a traveling nurse, which is interesting. He is from Oklahoma, but now he lives in Long Beach, California, which you'll see is a theme. A lot of people, you know, the show will show that they're from Texas, but now they live in LA or some similar situation. New York is also another popular one this season. His Instagram is private, Baby Herb, and he has a blog where he writes his thoughts and feelings, and many of them are faith-based, so he seems to have a very strong faith.
So he's one of the originals from the first batch of men that were released, and in his picture, he has a lovely stash.
But now, updated, he's grown out the rest, so it looks more cohesive now. It's not just a 60s, 70s porn stash.
Up next is Devar Jackson. He is 26 years old.
As a reminder, Clare is 39. Go on.
He's 26. He's from San Diego, California, but right now he lives in Arizona.
He's cute.
He's very cute, and he's into fitness. I believe he is a spin instructor. And of course, his Instagram is private.
All right, well, he's got 4,600 followers already, so he's a little bit public. Okay, let's move on. Our next 26-year-old is Ellis.
All right, so Ellis Matthews, he is 26,
Little
as you said.
Ellis.
Yes, he's just a little ginger boy. He's just adorable.
Oh, has he got red hair?
I think so.
I was like, ginger boy, what?
He's originally from Libertyville, Illinois, but he lives in Dallas, Texas. And he played basketball in college. At Carthage College, he played basketball.
Carthage College, that's
Carthage College.
That's a mouthful.
It is.
A lot of my guys were tall, so he seems, maybe she has a height thing.
I think she has a height thing, a football player thing, and a buff thing.
A buff. She likes the muscular men. You guys are gonna see here in a second. Oh my goodness. Although Ellis kind of breaks the mold, but hey, he could be her guy, you know what I mean? All right, let's move on. Next we've got Jordan C. He is from Connecticut, but now he lives in New York, which is, like we said, happening with a lot of these guys. He went to Fordham, he graduated there, he played football there. And after graduating from Fordham, he then was a prospect for the NFL for the Baltimore Ravens, but that didn't seem to go his way, or perhaps it did because God has a plan. That's what you would say. He now is an account executive with computer software. He's pretty cute. He wears glasses.
Adorable.
Yeah, okay. Now on to the 27-year-olds. First up is Chris.
He's from St. Louis, but he resides in Utah. He was the director for Slide the City. Do you remember when the big slides would come in to all the different cities and you could go basically slip and slide down a giant hill?
Oh yeah. Wait, didn't they do that on The Bachelor? Didn't they have, well, they had something where the girls were like going down the street on the slippy slidey.
Maybe.
I don't know. Okay, that's interesting.
But he was part of that.
All right.
He's a landscape architect, or at least he works for a firm.
Architect? Okay, another 27-year-old, Tyler C. What? Did I hear that correctly? Not the same one, obvi. So though he's the same age as Tyler Cameron, this is a very different person. His Instagram is private, but it's TK Cowboy. He is an attorney. He lives in West Virginia. He graduated from West Virginia University. There are rumors, however, that he is out already, that he's out of the competition. So we should not linger any longer on him. Sorry, Tyler.
All right, so AJ, he is 28 years old. Not the best picture for this.
Yeah. Can we talk about the pictures for a second? I like that, I guess they had them each take their own photo.
Yes.
Get your own picture taken because we're in quarantine, send it to us. They're so much better than normally.
That's true.
But with the terrible background and they're like all cheesy. I love it. They should do it like this every time. Okay, go ahead.
That is
But
true.
yeah, you're right. This one is not the strongest.
Not the strongest, but that's okay. He lives in Irvine, California, or that's where he is from. He's a future stay-at-home dad. And he went to Pepperdine University.
I just read that. He says likable Lothario and future stay-at-home dad. That's funny.
It's very funny.
Next on the 28-year-old list is Alex.
Oh,
That's your guy.
Yep.
See, we split the guys up. So I got the beginning of the alphabet. Okay, go
All
ahead.
right. Alex, I like his vibe. His picture is very like, I'm just here, I'm gonna prop my leg up, move on. His name is Alex Brusseloff. And shockingly, we found some mugshots.
Well, you say we. I have not seen this yet, so let me see. Public intoxication, evading arrest, fake ID. Okay.
Just screams white privilege.
It does. He was only 19 at the time, but still. All right, so I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see much of him on the season, or if we don't see him at all. Next, we've got another one of you guys, Brandon.
Brandon Gus. He is 28 years old. He is from Cleveland, Ohio, but he lives in New York. He has 12.8 thousand Instagram followers.
Oh, wow.
And he's a model.
I was gonna say, based on this photo, he looks very model-y.
Yes, he's a model, but he's also a real estate agent. So he works for luxury real estate.
Oh, the Corcoran Group?
The Corcoran Group.
You know, that's Shark Tank, what's her name, Corcoran?
Barbara?
Yeah, that's cool. I bet she took one look at him and was like, you can sell some spaces for me.
Absolutely.
Last 28-year-old is Ivan.
Ivan Hall, he is from Dallas, Texas. He is private on Instagram. He is an engineer, so a very smarty McSmart pants.
I like on his Instagram, he says he's Blasian. That's a mix of black and Asian, of course. Our first 29-year-old is Uzoma. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but he is oozing sex appeal. I like his picture. He's one of the few that chose an action shot. He's actually kind of walking towards the camera. That's his official photo. I like it a lot. His Instagram is public. And he is very, very active because he's a former NFL player. So he started off with Miami, then he went to the Seattle Seahawks, then he was with the Dallas Cowboys, and now he appears to be a free agent. So he's Claire's free agent in love as well.
All right, next up we have Ben Smith. He is 29, just kind of looks like a bro, just here to bro out.
He does look a bro.
He's from Indiana, but he lives in LA.
Oh.
Not surprising. And it looks like he's some type of health coach. He has a whole website dedicated to fitness activities and things of that nature. So definitely one with the muscles.
You have the next one as well. It is Blake M. No, there's two Blake M's, sorry. Just like last year there were two Tylers, now there's two Blake M's.
Okay, so Blake Moynes, he is from Canada. That's not right. He's a hockey player. Looks like
Beefcake.
Yep.
Total beefcake.
Big on the top, small on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's a theme.
Okay, another 29-year-old, Yosef. Yosef has a private Instagram page, but already has 4,900 followers, which is interesting. He's a territorial manager for Northfield Medical, so he has a great career. But he's also got model-esque looks, and he had a website. In February, it said coming soon. Now it says private site, so I guess he's working on it as he's crafting his image, etc. He is from Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, and was married in 2012 and just divorced this year.
Oh.
So it seems like a lot, but he's a dad. He's our first dad of these guys that we've already covered. He has a 4-year-old daughter who's adorable.
Gary Briggs II, he's 29 years old. Shouldn't it just be Gary Briggs Jr.?
Yeah.
But he goes by the second. So he's from Cleveland, Ohio. His Instagram is private and interesting, 0 posts. He is, of course, if you see his face, he is a model for West Haven Management Group, as well as an Anytime Fitness membership experience manager. So if you need a good experience, go see Gary. I have no idea what that is.
I think he just works at a gym.
Likely.
Yeah. Okay.
Very hard to find anything on Jay Smith.
Really?
Because his name is Jay Smith. There's millions of them.
So wait, this is our last 29-year-old, right?
Yes,
Okay.
our last 29-year-old, his name is Jay Smith. He's from Longhorn, Pennsylvania, but I think he lives in Florida. Again, very hard to find him because of his very common name.
Yeah. He's no Uzoma.
No.
Or Uzoma, I don't know. Let's move up to the age bracket of 30. We've got 6 guys that are 30 years old. Let's start with Montel. That's my guy. Montel is a very buff fella. Like I said, he's 30, he lives in Massachusetts, and he is public. So you can go to his Instagram, Montel Hill, and just look at him working out for days and days and days. His most recent post was just about a week and a half ago. So he's been really getting it in right up to the end.
Wow.
And I'm sure he's getting it in, I was gonna say when he's at the resort in La Quinta, but what I mean is, I guarantee you he's working out every day when the cameras are not on. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's move on.
Brendan
Moray.
Well, he's from Massachusetts. He lives in Los Angeles. He does not have a private account, and as you can see, he likes his face, as do I.
He has many singular shots of just him looking very...
Yes. Interesting enough, and I'm sure he's here for the right reasons, but Mr. Brendan is an actor. So he has an IMDb page, and he has a acting reel on YouTube.
I'm gonna be somebody. I'm destined for greatness.
That was entertaining. Let's move on to Jordan M, another 30-year-old. His most interesting feature, I think, is that on his Instagram, he lists that he's 6'8".
Wow.
That's tall. However, if you really do your research, like I like to do, if you go to his college basketball one sheet official height and weight, he's 6'7". So folks, he's added an inch. Is that not typical of men or what?
Most men like to do that. Collins Youngblood.
What a perfectly suited last name.
Adorable. Very good looking.
Holy muscles.
Very, very muscular. And I'm talking like the back that does this.
Because
he's
like
got
his
workout
arm barely
videos.
fits on the
Yeah.
side. It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, huge.
Okay, but he's not a trainer or anything, right?
No,
What is his
he
job?
actually is a project engineer at Marathon Petroleum Corporation. So he works for Marathon.
Okay,
Smart guy.
cool. All right, so he works at the gas station. Moving on to, I'm just kidding. Reilly Christian, who is very cute. He is private. He's an attorney. He also does real estate. And then on his Instagram cover, it says sports. So I was like, what does that mean? He has this company that he founded called Rebirth. And what they do is they're like a sports management company. So they help players find their teams, I guess. He lives in New York City, but they list him as being from Detroit. So don't let them fool you. He is a New Yorker.
All right, next up, we are going to do another Blake. This is Blake Monar, the other Blake M. He's from Indiana, but he lives in Arizona. He is the founder and CEO of Statham Style, so he is into fashion.
Oh.
Yes.
Does he have many a tattoo? From this modeling shot, it looks like his arm is
He
filled.
has 2 sleeves, it
two
appears.
sleeves. Okay.
But he's also, of course, another one there for the right reasons, actor for the agency Arizona. Part-time actor,
Full-time douche. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm sure he's great. I'm pleased to introduce you all to our final 30-year-old and my pick for winner of the show and my heart, Spencer. Guys, I don't know if I've ever seen a more perfect face than this.
I'm sorry, are you
Yeah,
throwing away Tyler C?
I am.
Oh my God.
I know. It's a big day, but I think you'll agree. Now he looks a little goobery in his official photo because he's like wearing this weird shirt and kind of looks like a goober. Put him in a tux, however. Oh, things change and things change quickly. Look at this person. Here's what I found out. He lives in La Jolla, California. However, he went to Oregon, the Ducks. He loves the Ducks. He played lacrosse for the team. Look, this is him as a kid. I mean, he kind of looks like a little girl, but how adorable.
Very cute.
Just like the biggest smile. So cute. And now, my Spencey Spence works for the Robertson water treatment place. So that leads me to believe it's a family business. There's not much more specific information. However, I can tell you that he once took a photo with Adam Devine, the comedian. That's random. But also, he was not practicing social distancing on July 5th. Now, the caveat is, it was posted on July 5th, and the woman who posted it said, 2020 is all about kisses on the cheeks and not on the mouth. and it's him kissing her cheek. So that might not have been on July 5th that this happened, or July 4th. It could have happened months ago, but I'm just putting it out there. Anyway, as long as he's not a mean person, he's my guy.
Chasen Nick, I won't be chasing him, but he is 31 years old. He is from California.
That's so confusing. I guarantee you his whole life people have been like, Nick Chasen?
He looks, he's got a very surfer vibe to me.
Yeah.
He is a model.
And he's public on Instagram.
He is public. He's a tech consultant at Apex.
All right.
You can find his phone number and email on his LinkedIn.
Don't go there. Don't call him. He's busy. All right, next we have Josh. Josh just looks like a nice guy. He is private on Instagram. He has over 3,000 followers still. He's from Minnesota. He played hockey, which I guess they do up there where it gets real cold. And his doggy has a public Instagram account. Here he is, Kingsley the good boy. And he just seems to adore this dog. And look, this is back in 2018 when Kingsley was just a puppy. That's so cute.
That's
okay.
adorable.
It says that he is an account executive at, oh wait, Apex.
Oh, we have a colliding of worlds.
Oh, see, we split these guys up, so we didn't know we had two that worked at Apex. I'm sure they don't know each other, or do they? Mine's in Minnesota. Where's yours?
Chasen. He is in San Diego.
Okay, so that'll be interesting if they find that out, though, when they're chatting.
Yeah. For the next 31-year-old, we have Dale Will You Marry Me Moss. He is beautiful. He's from South Dakota, but he currently lives in New York, New York. I'm never gonna say that again. He is verified with 119,000 Instagram followers.
Wow.
He is now private, of course, because filming has begun. He was an NFL athlete turned model and host.
Okay.
Explains the beautiful face. He has his own website, officialdalemoss.com, and he is a global ambassador for the Special Olympics. Yeah.
Okay, I love him. So our next 31-year-old will be Jason.
Jason looks like a contestant that's been on like 10 years ago. I don't know who,
But he's only 31.
yeah, he has the look of I've done this before face. All right, so Jason Foster, 31, from Vermont, but he lives in DC currently. He's verified and not private on Instagram.
How is he verified?
Because, and I really like him and I like what he says, but he has a pass in the NFL and the CFL in football, obviously. But I like how he says that.
Oh, former fat guy?
Yes.
Former fat guy for the NFL.
So if you actually see pictures from when he was in the NFL, he was larger.
He was like a defensive tackle or something?
Defensive tackle? Is that a
defensive end? I don't know.
He was something.
Sports.
Yes.
On to Robby, our final 31-year-old. So this is Robby. And when you first see Robby, you think, okay, he's an attractive guy. Then you really dive into his photos because he is not private on Instagram. And you see that he is actually a very, very attractive man and he knows it. This is his last post, which was on July 7th. It's a video of him playing golf in some beautiful place that is absolutely not Palm Springs, as you can tell by that snowy mountain in the background. And this is his mom, which I thought was cute. He posted for Mother's Day. And then this is him with Tom Brady on the cover, and then he's in, those three pictures are him in GQ.
My goodness.
So yeah, he's got quite a modeling career behind him. Right now he works at Stahl and Associates Insurance, which is interesting because his last name is Stahl. So again, another family business. And he lives in LA. Although he's from Florida, and they'll try to sell him as a wholesome Florida guy, he lives in LA. Our first 32-year-old is Peter. Now, Peter was one of the guys assigned to me. I would like for you to try to pronounce his last name. You actually are usually pretty good at pronouncing Greek names, so give it to us.
I will. It's Giannikopoulos.
Okay.
Giannikopoulos.
Definitely not that one, maybe the first one. He's cute. He is public on Instagram. He's a real estate advisor. He's from Massachusetts, where he currently lives. And there's his abs.
Lovely.
That's a great body. It's very well proportioned. It's got great abs, great arms, great pecs. I mean, okay, let's move on. Next, 33-year-old. Karl's photo's a little, it's not the best picture. It's hard to really see him. His Instagram is private. He has over 6,000 followers. He is a motivational speaker. He's on Facebook, and all over the place are pictures of him inspiring people and just speaking out and telling people how to be better. He's from Miami, Florida, and we actually have a friend in common, which is interesting, on LinkedIn. So I'm not gonna ask her about him. I just thought that was interesting. All right, let's move on. Do we have a 34-year-old? Yes, we do.
Garin, wearing a very appropriate shirt, flowers. He is from Fort Lauderdale, but he currently resides in Los Angeles. He has his own YouTube channel. He has a lot going on. I'm kind of unclear at what he does, but he's an on-air host. He's a writer, and he has declared himself an Emmy-nominated journalist. So there's that.
Well, you can't declare yourself that. He had to have been nominated for an Emmy.
I mean, he is an Emmy-nominated journalist.
All right.
I couldn't find where or what, but
maybe it's a big Emmy, but maybe it's like they have local Emmys as well. So maybe it's
Okay.
a more local. But good job, Garin. Okay. There are no 35-year-olds, but there are 36-year-olds. We'll begin with Zach C. This is Z-A-C, no H.
oh,
He kind of gives me Nick Vile vibes. And he's incredibly private. So on Instagram, he's private. He is a recovering drug addict and alcoholic. So his story was actually covered by this news station here. Well, I'll play you a little clip of it so you can hear him talk and kind of hear a little bit of his story, but it's actually quite an interesting background.
I came in here beaten, I came in here hopeless, and I came in here with a really serious drug addiction.
After having surgery to remove a brain tumor, Zach Clark became addicted to opioids.
Unfortunately, it got me.
He relapsed and went from pills to heroin.
So now he is divorced and he runs a sober living house. So kudos to you.
that's awesome. All right, so next up is Ed Weisbrot. I don't know, but he's 36 years old. He looks like he should be on Jersey Shores. Not sure, maybe he was.
I am just staring at the veins in his biceps.
It looks
and
painful.
his traps.
Yeah.
Goodness, he's in shape.
He's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Not from the shore.
Not from the shore.
Joe is also 36 years old. He is an anesthesiologist and quite a hot item, apparently, because he was named one of the 20 most eligible doctors or medical professionals in New York City.
Wow.
I know, by Hinge. So, I mean, it was done by a dating app, but still, I found that interesting. If you do go on to Hinge to see his profile, this is his little picture of him surfing. So maybe he's like an outdoorsy kind of guy. But what he did say in this article, he was number 12 listed as the most eligible. He said his happy place is the warm ocean. Lots of waves, not so many jellyfish. All right, next we've got Tien, who lives in New York. He is also 36 years old. He's a cute guy. There's a nice picture of him. He also has a Facebook page, which, as I said before, many of them do not. On his LinkedIn, it says that he's dreaming impossible dreams. Now, that might lead you to believe this guy doesn't have a lot going on, but that's not true. He's actually incredibly bright. He graduated from Georgetown University and then Columbia University Business School. So he's a brainy guy. Our final 36-year-old is Tyler S. Tyler S. already has a Bachelor connection because his brother is Granger S. Their last name is Smith, Granger Smith, who performed on Becca and Garrett's first one-on-one date.
Oh.
Interesting, huh? So now Tyler works as Granger's manager. So there are photos of them, of course, at the music award shows and stuff like that. He had a really nice post about his grandmother in February, and that was the last time he's posted on Instagram. He's already got 17,000 followers. And he's from Dallas, Texas, which makes the country connection make sense. The country music connection.
Next up is my future husband, if Claire doesn't want him. His name is Bennett Jordan. He's 37. He's from Atlanta. So imagine my surprise when he decided to go on Claire's Bachelorette instead of mine.
Seriously?
But he actually lives in New York, of course. Super handsome.
Very handsome. Let me see this.
mean-
Oh my God, let me zoom into that. Look at that face.
Yes. Just adorable.
Looks like a dad, you know what I mean?
He does.
He looks like he's gonna be a great dad. He's not a dad already, is he?
He's not
Okay.
that I could find.
Okay.
He's a Harvard grad, so obviously incredibly bright dude.
Yeah.
And he currently works for Whitney Partners, which again kind of connects.
Him and me?
No,
Oh.
just him to be with me.
Oh.
Yeah, you're
It's
right. All about me,
You're
obviously. So love him. Very curious to see how far he goes.
Next 37-year-old is named Paige. He looks kind of French or something in this picture. And maybe that's because he's a chef. So he's a professional chef. He is private on Instagram, but has many followers. And what I found interesting is he's our second dad. Not our second dad. I mean, he's the second dad we've talked about here. So he's a father, and his Twitter is actually public, so you can go on there and see what his thoughts are on things. And I like that he says, actually, I don't like it. It kind of creeped me out a little bit. Tell me what you think. He says, on Father's Day, it seems problematic that I like being called daddy now that I'm an actual dad. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, but maybe his personality will be great, and that was just like a accident. Zach J.
Oh, another Zach.
Yeah, there's two Zachs. This Zach has an H at the end of his name. And he is from Yakima, Washington. Did I say that right? I have no idea.
The theme of the muscles here is strong.
Very, very strong. Look at this guy. So he has 972 muscles. He likes to walk his dog and take pictures of his own abs and pecs. Look at that though, that's pretty muscular. But there's his face. He seems like a nice guy. He wrote, I haven't posted in over a year and you have to start somewhere, which I thought was cute. It's just a picture of his face. And I liked this. He's part of the, I guess he's part of the Big Brothers program. Because he wrote here, some serious Lego time with my new little brother Nathan, which, heart emojis. Moving on to 38-year-olds. We've got Mike.
Mike looks like he's ready to cut down some trees.
Yeah, but that looks can be deceiving. He actually, I found a lot on Mike. So let's begin with his hometown. He's from Canada. He, like we said, is 38 years old. He was previously married, no longer, obviously. And he was in a video that went viral with the Today Show hosts. So take a look at this. This was actually at the Olympics and they were watching hockey.
You know, all that celebrating didn't sit too well with one fan in our section. All right, this is Michael Tobin from Calgary. As you can see, he's less than amused by our enthusiasm. He tweeted this video and the caption was this: clearly this Canadian picked the wrong section to sit in.
Isn't that cute? So his Instagram is actually private, but I found from many, many years ago a video where he was chosen as an ultimate fan of Shania Twain. It was the CMT Ultimate Fan Contest, and just his old interview cracks me up.
Shania wants to meet you guys on stage tonight. We don't know exactly when, but you'll be called up on stage when she's ready.
Oh,
how hilarious is
God.
that? That was from 2003, so he was just a young buck back then. But anyway, I thought that was funny. His personality seems great. All right, we're in the home stretch here. 39-year-old, the only one. His name is Kenny. He's very attractive. His picture is great. He has a private account on Instagram with 35,000 followers. Wow. The more research I did, the more I realized he's a party boy. I don't know how well he'll do, but maybe looks can be deceiving. But as you can see, this is a lot of party pictures. But it makes sense. His line of work is booking bands, I believe, for a venue in Illinois. And here's a picture of him with Jenny McCarthy. And here's a modeling photo. His LinkedIn, his official title is entertainment professional, so I think the party boy thing kind of works there. All right, finally, a 40-year-old, one 40-year-old. Who is it?
We have Jeremy Higgins. He is from Virginia Beach, but he lives in what I believe to be DC from what I could find. Not much information. His Instagram is private, of course, but he is the vice president of TD Bank and has been there for 10.5 years. So very set in his career, which is normal at that age. You're hitting 40, you're in it.
That's the guys, all 42 of them. As we said, obviously they won't all be on her season, but hopefully everyone stays healthy. And hopefully this season kicks booty before we can get to next season, which is going to be the best of all time. See you guys later.
Bye.